Hi, I'm Kate Godfrey, and this is Inside David Gray Studios.
Hi, everybody. Today I'm sitting down with my student, Kate Godfrey.
Hello.
Hi, Kate. Thanks so much for coming down today. Kate, I have known you since you were a kid. You're no longer a kid. So I have so many memories of watching you grow up and stuff, but what's your first memory of me?
Okay, I remember I was taking so many classes, and when I met you, I was so scared because you're like David Gray of David Gray Studios. I was like, ah!
Am I?
And so I was just nervous, but then you're really nice and nothing to be scared about.
Well, thank you. So
You're welcome.
It's a safe environment for you.
Yeah, no.
It wasn't long after you started studying with us that you got represented and that you started working. How long a period was that?
I think it was like a year or two, maybe.
So just after a year or two, you started, and you got your first series, which was
Yeah, all that. On
all that,
Nickelodeon.
and that was a fantastic show because it challenged you on so many levels. You had to play different characters every week, and sometimes bring back characters from weeks before.
Yeah.
What training did you get here that you feel prepared you for that?
Just making big choices was a big one, because obviously in class you're in this safe environment and you can do whatever you want, and so once I got comfortable here, it was easier for me to go and do that in front of like a live audience on set. Doing what the script says but also kind of putting your own twist on it was a big thing that I learned here for sure.
How important do you feel studying is for actors?
I think studying's extremely important. Like all my scripts have like so many marks on them. I just want to know everything that's happening in my head so I can like correctly perform it. And
That's true. Having worked with you and seen those scripts so many times of yours, they are marked up not only with notes but also with how many times you read it to make sure you have those lines down, with hieroglyphics, little pictures and stuff that only you know the meaning of. But I think one of the things that you've certainly learned is how important it is not to take any of those moments for granted when you have that script, to not just be real and honest and truthful, but to make creative choices, unique choices, to be interesting, to tell the author's story, understand about plot and tone, not just being real and truthful, which in so many places is what I learned when I was studying. But then after I learned that, I was like, okay, now what are we going to do? You know what I mean? What do you feel has been the most challenging thing for you as an actress?
I think definitely it's a lot of dedication and a lot of auditioning, and it's a lot of no's was always really hard for me. But then when I got on set, the most challenging thing was probably just the hours.
Yes, working long hours,
Yeah.
right? What work have you done that you feel you're most proud of?
I think a lot of my sketch comedy work on all that has been something I look back on and go like, oh, like I can watch that back and be like, that was really funny. Like
Right, and I mean, for other actors out there, you worked on all that for a few seasons, then you jumped right onto Warped on Nickelodeon, and yet you're telling them you've had to deal with rejection. To the other actors out there, they're probably thinking, what rejection do you have to deal with? But
Right.
I mean, even to this day, there's always somebody ahead of you, right? How do you deal with rejection now?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, once I booked my first thing, that like gave me a lot of confidence, but finding confidence, whether that's in acting class or just in your auditions, like I might have not got that job, but I am so confident with what I gave the casting directors that it's almost easy for me to take this no, because I know myself I did a good job.
I'm so glad that you said that, because unfortunately, actors today, they generally don't get that kind of feedback, They don't get the feedback from the casting director saying, oh my God, you were so fantastic, but you're just not right, Or your read was incredible, but you look too much like the actors playing the lead, And we never get to hear that. So now it manifests more in the same casting director calling you back in multiple times, or you going up for a lot of projects and being busy and active. Even if you're not booking work, you're still moving forward. And it's great that you understand that and you're able to still take your successes by being like, well, they didn't hire me, but I know I kicked butt on that thing and I am proud of my work. If actors only take their successes and failures from what Hollywood gives them,
Right.
it's going to be a long and lonely life.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you book the job because you do look like the family, you know, and you weren't the best actor out there. So it's really great that at such a young age, you're able to discern and able to grasp that and understand that. And I hope that other young actors do too.
Also, I just like really like it. Like I've learned to love it, and like I just like auditioning and stuff. It's hard, but it's really fun.
So Kate, you've already had a storied career and gotten to play so many roles. And I mean, you can't even legally rent a car yet, but look at you. So what would be the dream role for you?
I'd love to be on SNL one day, which is like a lot of roles, but that would be like number one right now. Could change.
I get it. That's a complete extension of what you were doing over on All That.
Right, yeah.
You know? Okay, so take note. Let's go back 5 years, okay? So we're talking to just 13-year-old you now. If you could give yourself one piece of advice in regards to pursuing your dreams, what would it have been?
Take more classes and get more comfortable in front of people and just performing. But it would also be to have a life separate from acting and, I don't know, maybe go to school or have like this friend group outside of acting or something that just teaches you life skills. Like, and that's kind of the best way to not observe conversations in a weird way, but just to see how people communicate with each other is like...
I absolutely agree. The world is your classroom, so I even go so far as to say, yes, observe conversations in a weird way. You know, we do recreate, or try to anyway, the entire human experience. So, you know, to step outside of your realm, not just be surrounded by your peers all the time, and take a look at the world and use it and examine it for your craft, I think is great advice to give someone. Thank you so much for being here today, Kate. We love you.